welcome to Miracles Wednesday. Welcome. I am starting a little early. Let me straighten this a little bit. I'm starting a little earlier today, so we start exactly at 12 with the message, and just wanted to just welcome you all. You're such a beautiful community and group, and just so open to learning more about the Course in Miracles and how to live it in your lives. And today, the message is all about forgiveness and what is true forgiveness based on the Course in Miracles. So we're going to dive deep into what is forgiveness based on the Course in Miracles and how to actually implement forgiveness with a 3-part process that I do that's very helpful in applying forgiveness. So just welcome everyone. I see you're all coming in. I invite you to, if you can, stay with me for these next 15 minutes and get your, just the energy to bring into your day. You know, it's midday here in the United States, so it's just nice to have that break. And if you're in Europe or other time zones, it's just such a beautiful space here to remember the memory of God again, to remember that we've never left the mind of God. So first, what do you guys think about my earrings? These are my Course in Miracles earrings because they match my book. And then my blue dress. I feel like it's Course in Miracles Day, you know, like they have Spirit Day. And I don't know, you're supposed to dress in different things. So here we go, guys. We're going to dive deep into what the Course says about forgiveness. And this is the volume that I use. I think it's the third, I don't know, you know how you call it. I can't even see it because third edition, because you see, I can't see it because it's gone away. But it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 things included in here. The workbook and the supplementals and clarification for terms. So definitely get this one on Amazon, or you can buy it directly from Foundation for Inner Peace. But I love this book. I love this version. It's incredible. So now, hola todos. I love the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. I love you guys like a big coconut. A big fat coconut. So every Wednesday I will be here, but it's highly likely that next Wednesday and the other Wednesday I won't be here because next Wednesday is my husband's birthday. So unless I can do this live from the hotel, then that might happen. And then the other Wednesday, I'm in California. I'm going to go to Legoland with my son. So I might not be able to be here these next few Wednesdays, but I'll be here today and I'll do my best to be here for the other Wednesdays as well. Give me 1 second because now I did something. Hang on. All right. What did she say? I don't know. I missed the question. Hang on. Hola desde Sevilla. Hola, amor. Hello, could you please repeat which version it is? I just got on. Thank you. Of course. So the version I'm using is the Foundation for Inner Peace. They've been publishing the book since 1976. This is the original. There's other different people that have published it since then. I've done, I've edited or added some things or whatnot. Because this one is edited because Helen Schuckman wanted certain parts edited from the Course in Miracles. So there's other versions that have come out that don't have those edits, which is fine. But I've been using this one since 1995, so I don't want to complicate my life. So this is the version. I think it's the 3rd edition, and you want to make sure it has a preface. You want to make sure it has a text, a workbook for students, a manual for teachers, clarification of terms, and supplementals. You want to make sure you have that all in there. So there, I answered your question. All right, let me catch my breath here. So much energy. Wow. You guys feel it? And it's very interesting energy. Like right now, I'm good. But yesterday, I was in a cuckoo mood. I wanted to throw my husband out the window. Thank God for forgiveness. Thank God for forgiveness in the Course in Miracles because I apply it. And then guess what? Forgiveness happens and I'm no longer a victim of my circumstances. But I don't know. My husband says it's Mercury retrograde. I don't know. I just saged my whole body. I saged my whole house. Course in Miracles says we can use symbols and we call it, how do you call it? Magic. We could use pills. We can, it's called magic. And we can use that magic if it makes us feel good. So, I sage my house just as a symbol of magic and kind of coming back to my reality because wow, like I was just so irritated. How many of you guys have been feeling irritated? Like you just, just kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Edie, lovely. I see that you've been feeling the same. So I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Thank God for forgiveness. Thank God for forgiveness. So forgiveness based on the Course in Miracles. Are you guys ready for this lesson? It's going to be a 15-minute. We're going to zero in on forgiveness, what it is based on the Course, and how to implement it. Okay, I am actually super excited that I'm talking about forgiveness because I was really scared in the past to share about forgiveness. Not scared, but nervous to share about forgiveness because it actually took me so long to understand what is forgiveness based on the Course in Miracles, but most importantly, how to practice it. So it's something in my life that has taken me a long time. So for me getting up here today on Instagram Live and wanting to share on forgiveness is a huge deal because I feel so comfortable talking about forgiveness right now. I feel I understand it. I feel like it's not so much an intellectual understanding, but I understand the effects in my experience. So hence I'm able to talk about it with a lot of confidence. And that's a big thing for me because for so long, I would read so many things on forgiveness because I didn't understand it. It was so upside down. So I want to give this gift to you guys that are stuck with what the heck is forgiveness and how to understand it and how to really apply it in our lives. So this is a gift I'm giving to you guys and to myself, being a Course in Miracles student for, since 2001 and really struggling with the concept of forgiveness. How beautiful to be able to make it more practical right now, to deliver it in a way that's easier. And again, it might still be confusing to you. So I invite you just to put it on the altar, and with time you will understand because it's completely opposite of what the world has taught us. Okay? So let's start with this. What is the forgiveness of the world? All right, so the forgiveness of the world is you've done something, so I have to forgive you because I'm the better person, or I have to forgive you for things to be okay. So the forgiveness of the world actually makes the problem real. So then you have to forgive the problem. In the Course in Miracles, only love is real, all else is an illusion. So what we're forgiving is we're not forgiving the problem. We're actually seeing and looking beyond the illusion and seeing that innocence. So in forgiveness of the Course in Miracles, there isn't anything wrong here. And when you understand that there isn't anything wrong here and you let go of your judgments and you let go of your fear, when you let go of that projection of attack, then you are being forgiving. Okay? And it's very radical. It's very radical because we actually believe that things are happening to us and we believe that everything is very real. So we suffer and there's no forgiveness involved. When I first heard about forgiveness was back in 2005. I think it was 2005 or 2003 when I started my Course in Miracles group. I didn't start it. I was in a Course in Miracles group in Miami at Unity on the Bay. And that's my first introduction to the Course in Miracles. So the teacher said, this is a Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles is basically a program that you take responsibility for your life. You take responsibility for, you can't be a victim of the world that you see, and you forgive people for what they didn't do. And I was like, ¿Qué? What do you mean I forgive people for what they didn't do? Of course they did it. Don't we all relate to that? Like, this is really happening and they are doing it. Okay. The Course in Miracles is saying, amorcito, baby, honey, cuchi cuchi, wake up and come back to reality. Because what you're thinking and believing is not true. And what you're thinking and believing is what's hurting you. The illusions are hurting you. The separation is hurting you. And you believing that your brother is sinful is hurting you. So that forgiveness is called for. Forgiveness is called for. So, the Course in Miracles, this is what the Course in Miracles has to say about forgiveness. And it's very poetic. Very poetic, because you know the Course is written very poetic. So take it in as you can. Ready? Let's go. I feel like I had a Cuban coffee. I'm so hyper, guys. Excusez-moi. So it says here, the following is the Course in Miracles description of true forgiveness. Vamos aquí. It is sin's unreality that makes forgiveness natural, holy, sane, and a deep relief to those who offer it. Okay, so it brings you deep relief when you offer true forgiveness. It says here, a quiet blessing where it is received. It does not countenance illusions, but collects them lightly with a little laugh and gently lays them on the feet of truth, and there they disappear entirely. I love it. There they disappear entirely. Forgiveness is the only thing that stands for truth in the illusions of the world. It sees their nothingness and looks straight through the 1,000 forms in which they may appear. It looks on lies, but it's not deceived, it says here. It looks on lies and it's not deceived. It does not heed the self-accusing shrieks of sinners mad with guilt. It looks on them with quiet eyes and merely says to them, my brother, what you think is not the truth. Okay, what the heck did that all mean? We're gonna talk about that now. So, first things first. It says forgiveness is the only thing that stands for truth in the illusions of the world. Why? Course in Miracles talks about that we're in the mind of God and experiencing a dream that we feel guilty about, that we're separated from God. So we're in the mind of God, and the Course is teaching us that we're experiencing a dream, an illusion outside of God, supposedly, and we feel actually underneath guilty because of that separation. The Course in Miracles says the Son of God forgot to laugh, so we feel guilty about that separation. Boom, this world is created, and then we're special, we're individual. We have what supposedly we wanted. We have the egoic thought system that is inside, is here now. So that individual part of our mind, and then the Holy Spirit is the answer to the separation, right? The Holy Spirit is the answer to the separation. The Holy Spirit is the memory of God in our minds. And then forgiveness is also here for us through the Holy Spirit, helping us to forgive. Actually brings us back to our innocence, brings us back to life, back to reality, back to life. Right? So the Holy Spirit comes and brings us back to life, back to reality, and helps us to come back to that life in God as God. Does that make sense? So, I mean, it probably doesn't make sense because it's deep. It's deep, but I promise you, in 10 years, you'll understand what I'm saying. I'm kidding, but you guys know what I mean. So forgiveness is not needed in heaven. Forgiveness is not needed when we're in the mind of God, and remember that we've never left God. Like, forgiveness is not needed in that oneness and that wholeness. Forgiveness is only needed in this world of illusion because we use forgiveness to remember our true inheritance again. All right? So this is a 3-step process on forgiveness. But before I get to that, the easiest way that I can describe forgiveness is when you have a problem and you realize that, and you experience it in a way that you understand that nothing outside could hurt you. When you understand that that story that you're making up is not true, because anything that's not love isn't true in reality, then you have forgiven. So that's the easiest way that I can describe it. It's like what you think your brother did to you is not true, because what you believe he did to you, your interpretation is what hurts you, not what the person did. It's the story and the interpretation and the delusion that you're giving to the situation that is making you, it's hurting you, not the act itself. Because everything is cause and effect. All right, 3-step process of forgiveness. Hi guys, I'm happy you stuck here with me and my craziness. So let's see here. First step in forgiveness is responsibility, taking responsibility and wanting to wipe the slate clean. It's kind of saying, I wish to see things differently, or I have big willingness to see things differently, because obviously I'm believing that my husband is pissing me off, or I'm believing that my child is the issue of my problem. So I'm really, really believing that. So I need to do the first step, which is acknowledge that my feelings and have big willingness. The Course in Miracles says all I need is a little bit of willingness, but I always say big, fat, effing willingness, because this world is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and not the cereal, okay? So you need big willingness. And with that big willingness, then that's the first step. So I am willing to forgive. I'm willing to see, you know, the responsibility part. So I want to take responsibility. I know there's an issue here because my peace has gone away. And that responsibility, that's the first step. The second step that I do is to look at the situation. It could be a person, place, or thing, and have that willingness to wipe the slate clean. So it's like, okay, let me completely wipe the slate clean. The story that I'm making up about the situation is hurting me. The judgments I'm putting on my brother is hurting me. I'm going to wipe the slate clean, and I'm going to, you know, question myself, question my thoughts, and say, is this really real? What is really hurting me here? And have like a conversation with myself. And I always get back to, when I see and I question my thoughts, I recognize that what I am thinking and believing about my brother is what's hurting me, not my brother's actions. Okay? That's the second step of like really questioning. If this is not of love, I gotta look at this. Okay? So it's a questioning of your thoughts. And then realizing that when you have the story, you suffer. And when you don't have the story, you don't suffer. Okay? Then the third step is I give over these thoughts to the Holy Spirit. So Holy Spirit, I give over to you my thoughts about my husband, and I give you over my thoughts about what I think about X, Y, and Z, and I want to receive another way of seeing it, another perception. What I find that's super helpful is Byron Katie's work, The 4 Questions. That is forgiveness on steroids. That is forgiveness. It's forgiveness in the modern age. She doesn't, you know, I know she's not a course student, or she's heard about the course because I've asked her, but the 4 steps of the work is forgiveness in action. So I invite you guys to take that on. I feel like it's a lot more helpful than the way I'm describing it here. I mean, I'm giving you tools, but I have to say, when you really question your thoughts, and when you see that when you're believing the thought, it's hurting you, and when you see that when you're not believing the thought, it's not hurting you, and when you turn it around, you'll start to discover a lot of things, and you start to come back to the mind of God. Okay? I love doing it with Holy Spirit because I feel that it really gives it a beautiful spiritual element, because the work is just very analytical in a way, or not really, just you question things, so it really helps. But I feel like really, you know, meshing or kind of doing a little recipe with the Holy Spirit as the third step of like the Holy Spirit showing you what's really real here is really beautiful. So for the first step is responsibility. You take responsibility. The second step is the issue. Look at the issue. I would write down the big deals. I would write down, okay, I'm upset because my boyfriend's left me, or my health issue, or what the doctor told me. All of this is relevant to forgiveness. And then the third step is you ask Holy Spirit, what is really real here? Like, what is the truth here? And then the Holy Spirit will guide you, and you can do this as a journal of the opposite. It's usually the opposite of what you're thinking and believing. So it's super radical and super helpful. All right, guys. So forgiveness at work here. I invite you to practice it. I practice it daily. It's definitely collapse time. I work it a lot with my husband. You know, he's an incredible soul, but sometimes I believe that he's the problem. And I know that he's not. And I know that the more that I go inside and realize that everything's coming from me, I really show up differently in the relationship. And not only do I heal, but the whole relationship heals, the sonship heals, because I no longer project on him. So anytime I am suffering or losing my peace, I have to go inside. I have to go inside, and I need to see what's going on. And then I have a clear mind, and then I could approach the relationship in another way. I can see him another way. I can show up another way. All right, guys, I'm so happy of all the comments. Wow, loved it. I'm grateful that you guys are here. I feel like all of this is just a collaborative effort. So join me next time for Miracle Wednesdays. I'm going to try to be back here next Wednesday from the resort. I'm taking my husband for his birthday as a surprise. So let's see, maybe I can do a quick live from the pool or something. You can find more about me on my website, which is mariafelipe.org. And on this profile, you can it's links to my personal Instagram, so you can follow me on my personal Instagram as well. I do Course in Miracles inspired spiritual counseling. I also have a 9-week program that goes with my book, Live You're Happy, which is based on the Course in Miracles. I know a lot of you have bought it. Really helpful helps in living the course. And I also run a group, a 30-day coaching group. The next one is July 1st. There's 4 spots left, and that's incredible because that is like every single day. And we'll be hand-picking 30 workbook lessons for our second round. We're actually doing the first round right now, and I'm opening it up again for July 1st. So if you're interested in that, private message me. But you can find all these details and these things on my website if you want to learn more and have more Course in Miracles tools. I also have a YouTube channel that is incredible. It has all the workbook lessons. Last year I recorded them all on video, so you have 365 videos of workbook lessons that I've done by myself. My husband's done them, and then I've done them with my son. It's so fun. So you can check that out. I also have a lot of sermons. I am a minister and I speak at Unity churches, so all of my sermons are based on the Course in Miracles. So if you go to my YouTube channel and you go to the playlist of inspirational videos, I have so many Course in Miracles related sermons there, and I think you guys will dig them. Dig them a lot. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go because it's already past time, but I love you like a big coconut. Mwah!